Okay. So let's see. I try to get this over here with this view. So this is the first entry that I wanted to do because tomorrow morning I'm going to start the 30-day challenge of basically doing racing for 30 days in a row and documenting it every single day to see how that impacts my actual driving, not just in the virtual world, but also in the real world. Now, since I'm going to be racing for 1 hour every single day for 30 days in a row, that's not going to happen in the real world. I do have a couple of races that are scheduled in between that, and that's intentional just to see how that's going to make an impact. So, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be racing in the virtual world with iRacing. So, although I'm going to start tomorrow, I wanted to start today video blogging this because I wanted to show you all my setup. I'll create a post later on with more details on my full setup, kind of the evolution of it, where I got started of it, and then the actual specs of what I have going on and what I'm using. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys a quick video tour of what that looks like. So as you can see, we're in our lavish apartment that is littered with toys from our 2-year-old, who also loves to sit in the simulator and hang out and watch himself race and play around with it. But what we have here now, again, I didn't start with this from the very beginning, but we have a 3-monitor setup, which looks a little crooked right now, but I'll fix that before I get going. Um, I have a motion setup as well that I don't necessarily use all the time, but this is the GT Ultimate setup from, what's the name of the company? From Next Level Racing. You can see there. And the seat is okay. It's a little bit bigger than I like, and I think in the future I'm going to replace it with an extra full racing bucket seat that I have. Um, Here's the motion setup, which I've used in the past, and it actually works pretty well. As you can see, I got a couple of sets of gloves. So this is a new set of gloves that I got for I got it from a friend for Christmas, which are karting gloves, but I actually think they look pretty awesome. I've gone through a few different sets of pedals and stuff, but about a year ago, I upgraded to some really nice higher end simulator pedals that are just absolutely awesome. Like this is actual race car hardware that has been fitted for simulator, and I'll have the links in the notes for this video as well. I've gone through multiple steering wheel hubs, and most of the time it's just because they've been broken, I think, from using them so much. And this last time, as you can see, I have a Fanatec setup where the belt drive basically gave up, and it still technically worked, but didn't have any resistance. So I tried to pull it apart and fix it, and as you can see, I didn't really get very far with it, so it's kind of just sitting there. So I went and I took the plunge and I upgraded to one of these really nice sim experience setups. I have a 3-monitor setup with surround sound, but I actually can't get the back 2 speakers to work. So right now it basically works as a 2.1 system with the 2 speakers in the front that are working right over there, and then I have a subwoofer right here. I did get the Oculus, and so I have used it with iRacing. The issue that I have is that I personally sweat a ton. I found it that whenever I'm racing for more than about 20 to 30 minutes, it starts getting really wet on my forehead. So I don't use it as much as I would want to, but I'm going to force myself to use it a little bit more. The PC itself, I started with a different PC that I bought off of Craigslist, and just little by little, I upgraded all the different components. So the components are actually pretty decent. I won't go into detail here, but I'll document what everything else that I have there. But I basically built it by myself, and this is the first PC that I built on my own. As you can see, the case isn't terribly great, and maybe one of these days I'm going to upgrade it. I actually have to like really ghetto style screw around with the case cooling and mount the fans on the outside and all this stuff. But so it gets the job done. It's not pretty. I wish it was more awesome, but I'll fix it later on. And then I have a Fanatec shifter, which right now is not operational either. I needed to get a longer extension cable to be able to plug it in. I got it in the mail. I just haven't installed it. So almost all my racing over the next 30 days is going to be with cars that have these guys right here, the paddle shifters. So that's my setup. We are potentially going to move here in the next 30 to 45 days. I think that the 30 days should be done before we actually move. But this is where you'll see me waking up most of the mornings around 5:30 in the morning, if not earlier, to do my 30 days of racing and seeing how that impacts my virtual racing and my physical racing. All right. See y'all later. Bye.